Welcome to the Black to School podcast, where two or more gathered, anything is possible. I'm one of your hosts, Hughes.
And I'm your other host, Kedar, representing that Norfolk State. This podcast is to highlight successful stories of students that are currently at an HBCU, alumni of an HBCU, or affiliated with an HBCU. So make sure you tune in weekly.
Yes, give it up for our resident DJ, DJ7, Trey.
That's right.
Welcome to Black to School podcast, where two of us are gathered. Anything, I'm talking about, when I say anything, I mean anything is possible. As always, I am Kedar.
And I'm your boy, Hughes.
And we are just so happy to have y'all back. Thank y'all for coming on this journey with us each and every week. We're just excited. This podcast is to influence those individuals thinking about going to an HBCU. Get those alumni that's proud of their graduating HBCU. And we just hope we just increase enrollment, engagement, and endowment.
That's right.
What's been going on?
It's been a progressive week this week. The reason why I'm saying that is because I actually feel somewhat hopeful in the direction of our country. And I think you might know where I'm going. But to actually see where we as a country can now start to see where that the law hopefully is not meant for just some and is meant for all. So it was for me, it was a progressive and hopeful week. There's still a lot of work that has to be done, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, the verdict for Chauvin this week.
Yeah.
So what was your thoughts on that, Kedar?
Let me ask you this though. Let me ask you this. They have to convict him.
You said, did they have to convict him?
Yes.
They had to convict him. It was a must to convict him.
Look, bro. Here's what I love about you, Hughes, and I've always loved about you. You are extremely optimistic. And when something positive happens, I love how, and I know you get it from your mama. Like, I know you get it from your mama.
That's right.
School, Haitian mamas, sign as a good sign leading down the path. And she has given you that. I don't know. I wonder how much of a precedent this will be moving forward.
I don't know.
Or did they say, and they is a very obscure word, did they say, yeah, we got to chalk this one up for the team because we not ready for this Civil War?
Like, I mean, that.
Listen. I mean, let's talk about. Let's really think about it, bro.
Right.
We're coming out of a pandemic where some people made exponential amount of money and a lot of people's effort.
Right.
Couple that with coming out of racial tension times while in the pandemic. So more businesses lost even more money because of the looting and everything, which was or was not started by people of color in various places, but that's another conversation.
Right.
Now coming to this, where there was looting already associated with the case. At some point, as a general leader of war, you say, I'm okay with losing this battle as long as continue to win the war. So I hope this was not just a battle lost or won, depending on what side you're on, but I really do pray like you say, Hughes, that this is a moment in which our country can move forward and that there's new precedents set for what's happening.
Right.
Now, here's one telltale that's going to let us know. If the white lady who mistakenly shot Devontae Wright, with a pistol because she thought it was a taser. If she gets off, well, we right back where we started.
Yeah. So that's why I said there's still a lot of work that has to be done. This is just one step out of a whole bunch. Because every day you wake up, it's something else. It's the first step, but it doesn't mean that we're not out the woods. There's a lot to do.
Bro, when I think about it though, and I'm with you, I'm with you.
Right.
How many first steps are we gonna have though?
Ooh.
You would have thought voting was a first step. You would have thought women's rights was a first step. You would have thought integration was a first step.
Right.
You thought giving us certain wages was a first step. You would have thought giving us certain titles was a first step. You would have thought a lot. It's a lot of first.
It's a lot more first steps that we still need to happen. Honestly,
and I've never said how many first steps are we going to have to take, and I never put our history in that context. But I'm not militant, although I understand it. I just want to make sure, as a people, Black, brown, and whoever stands with Black and brown people, there is sensitivity.
Yeah.
That there's understanding that work needs to be completed.
Yeah, definitely.
But I hope Black and brown people don't wait for the next first step to make sure there's self-preservation.
Well, I'm glad you said that. I hope that we don't wait, because that's another thing is that we cannot sit around and wait for changes to happen for us. We need to go and wait.
We can't sit around and wait for no handouts.
Yeah,
it ain't gonna ever get better unless we as a people make it better and get better amongst ourselves.
That's another thing.
Like, people treat us how we treat each other.
That's true. It's crazy you say that, because I had this long conversation on Friday with actually a white man and two Black people. One of them was a good friend of mine, and we got to really peel back the onions and go way back to really answer and ask some tough questions. I mean, we didn't really have the tough questions to ask, but the guy that was there, he had some tough questions, I think, that we all need to have, not just amongst ourselves as a culture, but we need to have this conversation with everyone, even across the aisle with other races, because ultimately we're not going to be able to just do it by ourselves, but we're going to need other people to help us as well too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I definitely love singing Kumbaya. But for sure, if we cannot sing Kumbaya amongst ourselves, it's difficult for us to reach across the aisle for another hand to help us sing Kumbaya when you know the lyrics.
Right. We're so divided as a country in so many different ways, so many different facets. But we ultimately, like you said, we need to start with us first.
We need to normalize therapy. Black people as a whole, not only do we need therapy within our homes.
Wow.
I wish there was a community therapy session once a week.
Wow. Especially for Black men, though.
Bruh,
especially for Black men. We go through a lot of trauma that we might not even recognize that we've gone through.
We need it.
Yeah, we need it.
To normalize therapy, because as a people, we hurt as individuals, and then we bring that. A lot of times that hurt is in our families, and beyond the families, now it's hurt.
And it's a generational. You just keep bringing it on and on and on. But at some point, we gotta stop. Like we stop the generational curse.
We got to stop the pain.
That's right.
We got to stop the pain. And nobody. And here's what I realized, because I am active in therapy and life coaching. Like
myself.
Here's what I have learned reading books, the books that we have shared, that we have read similar. Yeah. Bruh, it starts with the individual. And it really just starts with making a decision to be better.
That's right. That's right.
Where we are sometimes led astray is, well, what is better? So we don't even understand where we are supposed to go or where we're supposed to be. How can we say, oh, we can get better as a people?
But what you said, what you just brought up, what you just let in to with that statement is the fact that we need to start reading. We need to stop just taking what we learned in school as face value and actually really go do our own education. Because what we'll find out is what we've been taught in school is indoctrinated and it's not what is actually factual. If we even just start with the say it again.
A professor at Norfolk State, and I think I might have mentioned this on a podcast before, but a professor at Norfolk State said the worst thing that happened for Black people was desegregation.
Yeah, I hear that a lot.
And at the time that I heard it, bro, I'm from the South. I'm like, bro, you crazy. That thing for us. And as I got older in life, yes, my family is from New York, so I experienced Chinatown as a child. I experienced Little Italy as a child. As an adult and traveling, I experienced various neighborhoods having their own as an adult. Right. And I'm not mad at a segregating body to sure what you need is taken care of. I'm not mad at that model. Right. I think it has to be so segregated where you're not allowed. But think about Atlanta. I mean, think about any city. There is no Black city in America. There's no Black owned or ran controlled city in America.
Wow.
Yet we got billions of dollars. Billions. We have HBCUs everywhere.
Right.
And our HBCUs don't own the real estate around the school. Why not?
That's big. That's big.
Howard should own DC.
That's right. Absolutely.
Of course, you got politics there, but Howard should have a significant Atlanta. The whole Atlanta should be owned by the AT.
That's true.
You know who owns a lot of the property around Morehouse?
Who does?
The Chick-fil-A family.
Wow.
Do you know? Wow. I can ride down any of them side streets right now, and let's say there's supposed to be 20 lots. There's 20 lots, 15 of them vacant, 3 dilapidated homes on one person lives on.
Wow. Wow.
We see, bro, I'm talking about the Chick-fil-A people own bandos, like known bandos.
Wow. That's I've never even thought of knowing that.
Bro, if the Asians can have Chinatown, if the Italians can have Little Italy, how come Black people can't have Homieville, whatever. I don't know.
But what you're saying right there is exactly one of many things that we definitely need to start with as a culture is that we need to start owning. We we talk about putting into black businesses, giving back to black businesses, but there's a lot of black businesses that we don't even have to be able to put back into. So what you said is enlightening in the fact that we don't even own a lot of this land, even with some of these HBCUs, which is with all this money coming in, sometimes this is we'll open up another Pandora box, so I don't want to go
we can
there.
have a whole episode just on black ownership.
Right.
All right, man. Don't get me started. I'll get on this soapbox, bro.
We'll have a whole show based on this if we keep going.
All right, here's the ask. Here's the ask. Who out there from an HBCU has extensive knowledge on ownership as it pertains to African Americans? So who has the percentages? Where are the cities? What does it mean to own? What does it mean to rebuild? Because I think part of ownership, especially the bigger that you get, you have to have a contingency plan in there to rebuild. Because if history repeats itself, we realize that we did have cities, we did have stock exchange, we did have our money, but
That's
it
true.
was burnt. Wilmington, North Carolina, always taken away from us. Yet we never had a strategy to rebuild. How do we preserve what we have and have a strategy to rebuild? Because as a business owner, if anything happens, I got a strategy on how to overcome it. And the pandemic showed me that. The pandemic was like, yo, you have a strategy to maintain if something don't happen for a year, 2 years.
Better have a plan A for your plan B.
Bruh. Bruh. What's up, man? What we got today, bro?
we got an awesome guest for y'all today. This guy is young, dynamic. He's actually a Virginia State University grad, so Trojan, stand up. This young man, he's 22 years of age. He's a junior. He's a business marketing major. He actually owns a brand called the Uno brand and actually does Uno Productions, where he does videography. He has his own T-shirt line. He was actually even he was Mr. Freshman his first year on campus. He won the Trojan Awards from VSU for the NAACP for being the top freshman male at the university his freshman year. He's been a public figure, winning Homecoming King in previously prior to getting at VSU. But this guy is dynamic. He's awesome. Please welcome to the Black to School podcast, Daquan Lundy.
What's up, Daquan? How you feel, man?
I'm good, man. I'm feeling great. Woke up feeling great. I was ready for this today, man. I don't know why. I just
man, that's
listening
awesome.
to feel good music, man, and was ready to go today.
What's your feel good music?
Man, 90s, to be honest. I listened to like
Real?
Yeah, Rebirth of Slick came on, some Nas played,
okay.
Some Lauryn Hill, some Biggie, Tupac, yeah, all that, man. That's my feel good music.
Man, I just had a son Thursday.
Congratulations.
Hey, that's big, man. Hey, I commend you, man. Congratulations for bringing life into the world, man. It's a big accomplishment.
That's what's up. This is kid number 5, bro. This kid number 5.
That's every time, man.
Hey, he's trying to bring a tribe in here, man.
Yeah.
I got a whole squad, bro.
Trying to have a whole basketball team.
The reason why I brought it up is because his name is Nasir. So when you said some Nas came on, I was like,
yeah, that's dope. Hey, it's ironic too, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man.
It's crazy.
Absolutely.
I just hosted a clubhouse room up here. We just peaked at like 55 people, and that's my theme song. Is Nas. It's called the New World Order, and I play both of his tracks. You know, the world is yours, and if I rule the world, you know, when I'm in the room. So
Man. Hey, I love Clubhouse, bro. I hadn't been on it
Pros.
in 2 weeks because my wife, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But I love Clubhouse, bro.
yeah,
I love Clubhouse.
it's different. And I'm one of the leaders of the new world, man. It's definitely a new platform, and I'm one of the
Am I
hottest ones.
frozen?
I'm very tapped in. I just got followed by Franklin from GTA, the main character, and I also got followed by Deshaun Jackson, NFL player.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
That's what's
Deshaun
up, bro.
Jackson?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
Nah, that's what's up, man.
I'm in the room with him right now. I'm just not on my phone, but they in there chatting it up
Yeah.
right now.
Hey, Hughes. Hey, you can tell he's young. You know why?
Why?
Tap, tap in. That's what it.
I don't know where it came from, man, but everybody's tapping in, man.
Everybody say tap in and cap it. Everybody say tap in and cap it. Yeah.
Go cap it and tap in. That's
Hey,
a
bro, welcome to the Black to School podcast. My name is Kedar. Obviously, you know Hughes, and we just want to just say
So,
welcome, man.
thank you, bro.
You
thank
know,
you, man.
we want to open up with a moment of gratitude. The very first podcast I ever listened to in life, and I still listen to it, is called Trailblazers FM with the host Stephen A. Hart. And I have to give him credit because I'm an artist, and if don't nobody get nobody credit, bro, you know how that goes. So
That's
I definitely want to give him credit. He starts off with every podcast with a moment of gratitude. So if you could just tell us something that you're grateful for, brother,
right.
we just want to hear you open up your heart.
I'm grateful for life, man. You know, waking up every morning. I'm
Yeah.
thankful. I'm grateful for what God has done for me, man. Like I pray and I pray for, you know, great health, great wealth. You know, I pray for my family and my friends and their family and friends to be protected, for them to have the wisdom and the know-how and the strength they need to get through every day. And the same for me. I ask to, you know, stay humble, and I ask them not to give me anything that I don't deserve or I'm not ready for. So I'm thankful for, you know, or grateful for God listening to me and waking me up every morning and give me a chance to be better every day. Like that, if
Right.
anything I'm grateful for is definitely for God and his presence in my life. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
Absolutely.
That's dope. So tell everyone what school you repping.
Virginia State University, man, big state.
Virginia State.
You already know what's going on.
Yes,
Trojan
you.
pride, man. You
So
already
for
know.
those people who don't know, you're actually still currently a student.
Yeah, I attend Virginia State University, y'all, as a marketing student, man. This my junior year, you know, in
Okay.
class of USU 22. I'm former
Okay.
freshman as well, so you already know that it count.
There we go.
So what went into your decision as far as attending Virginia State? Because you live right in the backyard of like some local colleges. So what was your decision in going to Virginia State?
I actually committed to Norfolk State University. If you know, that's what
Okay.
we're
Okay.
talking about the rival. I committed and then I decommitted because I just felt like I wanted to branch out, even if it was a little bit further. You know what I'm saying? I know that's only an hour and a half up the highway, but it's still like, you know, it still brought a new scene to me. It brought a whole new, you know, scenery and a lot more, you know, people. But I also was familiar with the campus. My sister went there for one semester. She dropped out. You know what I'm saying? But I had cousins that went there and graduated. I had family members that went there and graduated. You know, as soon as I got to Virginia State, we dropped her off, this was back in 2014. I fell in love
Right.
with it instantly. So I already kind of had, you know, like a some type of prior knowledge to what I was going to do when it came to my senior year. Man, I already told people like I'm going to VSU, but the whole NSU thing was just like on humbug. I was like, maybe I'm gonna stay home, stack some bread. You know, I don't really want to go too far from home. But then I thought, like, why not go out there? Why not do it big? Why not try to take a chance on yourself and get away from home, get away from the block, get away from that being in your backyard and everything that you know. You've seen the parades, you've seen, you know what I'm saying, their band, and you know, you've been around the green and gold, and you know, so you that raised you, but that can't make you. You know what I'm saying? It made me to some extent, but Virginia State definitely put, you know, a chip on my shoulder, and you know, and a stamp on my back, and I represent art. You know what I'm saying?
So why not? So let me ask you this: why not consider UVA? Why not consider ODU?
Mm.
Why not consider?
I consider multiple. Other colleges. I actually went on a college tour. I went to NCAT. I went to Howard. I went to ODU. I visited all these other places, and I guess it was just nothing that fit me perfectly. How the Trojans brought me in and treated me like a family. It was small.
Okay.
It felt more like home, and the people that treated that I was introduced to first and that I met first treated me with so much love and and welcomed me in with open arms. I don't know. I got that feel at I didn't get that feel at any other school. Like NCAT, yeah, it was the crowd, it was lit, what I'm saying? It was homecoming, G-Ho, it's going crazy. Then I went to Howard, I felt the hustle, I felt the history and all that, but the family vibe and what I was gonna get at Virginia State was real love, you know what I'm saying? And I still got that to this day.
Man, that's
Wow.
dope, man. That's dope. So this podcast, Black to School podcast, bro, we want to talk to students that are considering college, that may be kind of forced to go down that PWI road, not really sure about the HBCU road. The parents that have influence in decision making, because there are a lot of parents that are like, nah, you got to go to a PWI, but really don't know about the HBCU life. People that are current, that have alumni who don't know you. They don't
Right.
know who Daquan is, but they can use this opportunity to be proud. Like, oh man, the history, the richness of Virginia State is still thriving.
Yeah.
And maybe that'll force them to, become more influential in their alumni years, and maybe give their time, give their efforts, give their dollars. So this is the purpose of this Black to School podcast. Just bring highlights to HBCUs, why you went, the road that you took, and to move forward within this HBCU life. So that's the whole purpose of this podcast, man. So we just want to say thank you again for coming on.
Thank y'all for having me, man. It's
We
great.
appreciate you coming, man. We appreciate you coming. So during your time at Virginia State, what were some of your most memorable moments so far?
You said you was Mr. Freshman?
Yeah.
That's right.
2018-2019 academic school year, man.
Say that again. Say that again, man.
Mr. Freshman of the 2018-2019 academic school year, man. That was me.
Wow. That's big.
Congrats.
One of my most memorable moments, man, was just the first day, coming on campus and watching my mother leave me, but also embodying the fact that I'm gonna be out here by myself.
You gotta be a man.
Yeah, and linking up with my friends, man, and seeing the people that I talked to all the whole time through social media, like that first day and like that first week was just so refreshing, and it was new. It was a breath of fresh air. It was like, wow, I'm finally on my own. I'm doing this thing. Like, you always talk about going to college. You always saying, I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna go to college. But when you actually do it and you're there and you're in the setting and they leave you and you know what I'm saying, you gotta, go to
bro.
Staff and it's time to go to the student center. You chilling with your friends and stuff like that. So
that's right.
It was the actually being there and embodying the culture and embodying the situation that I was in. That was my most memorable moment. Was definitely stepping
day one.
Yes.
So, man, I'm gonna go back to this Mr. Freshman.
Mm-hmm.
Being Mr. Freshman it's not easy
at all.
That's right.
Like, what were some of the things that you had to do to get the notoriety? Because Mr. Freshman, that's kind of first semester. Was that first semester or second semester?
First semester.
That's what I'm saying. Like first semester, like off the bat. That's why you have to say day one was your most memorable, because you got to be off the bat.
Yeah, you got to be
relevant day one. You know what I'm saying? You got to be on it day one.
I'm gonna give y'all a little insight, man. I actually went viral on Twitter for VSU before I got to VSU. So a lot of people knew me from the media side of it because I had a clothing brand, and we did this thing called Who's Who at VSU, where we did hashtag Who's Who. They don't do it anymore, but back in 2018, Twitter was popping, and they was like Who's Who at VSU, and I was like, and the freshmen started doing it, but it was mainly for the upperclassmen to introduce themselves to the freshmen. But then the freshmen started doing it. We was like, I want to do it too, you know what I'm saying? So I said, hashtag Who's Who at VSU. I'm Daquan Lundy. I'm from Norfolk, Virginia. I'm a marketing student, and I'm the most iconic freshman. I said that before I even touched campus. I said,
Wow.
You manifested that before you even walked on campus.
I just got goosebumps because it's like I really
You remember it. I got goosebumps because I know you felt that.
I said I'm the most iconic freshman, and everybody retweeting it. They like, what do you mean? You don't know where you stand at. You ain't even been to Jones yet. You don't know nothing about VSU. How you gonna talk about you the most iconic freshman? Y'all doing exactly what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to share it. I want y'all to retweet it so everybody else can see it and be like, why he calling himself the most iconic freshman?
Right.
Later, a week later, I dropped this picture of me and all my t-shirts on the bed, and I took a picture and posted it. It went viral. Everybody's like, I need one when you come. Da, 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 da. Yo, tap in with me when you get here. I got dudes and frats hitting me up. I got people that's tip leaders and orientation leaders hitting me up. I got sorority girls hitting me up, cheerleaders. Like everybody, like I need a shirt from you. And that's where it took off at, man. Like that's how I got that notoriety for real. It was just like I'm a marketing student for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I know how to market myself. So it was the reverse psychology. I said something crazy that make you look at me. You know what I'm saying? Now you sharing my stuff. Yeah, you jokingly saying that I ain't did this and I ain't did that, but watch what I do when I touch down. It's gonna be crazy.
Well, it's crazy you say that. It's crazy you say that because I'm actually reading 50 Cent's book right now, and he talks about stuff that he puts out there on social media. He doesn't have anyone doing it for him. So it's crazy that you say that. You put your stuff out there and the attention that you got from that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was crazy.
So
that's great, man.
Who was your inspiration?
You want me to show you? I can show you better than I can
Absolutely.
tell you. Show you better than I can tell you, man. These guys right here, man. Kanye,
Wow.
Diddy, Jay-Z, Nipsey, and Ali, man.
Wow.
Wow.
All of them, you know what I'm saying? This quotes from what in which they said certain things that I resonated with me, and these are the only 6 guys I look up to. Three are dead, 3 are alive, and then
Wow.
guys that had effect on me. And so it's crazy that you asked that, because I look at that portrait every day. That was handmade by one of my friends. And I look at it every day, and it inspires me to go harder. Man, I was like, I got to be next to them. One day I'm gonna have that same portrait. My picture gonna be in the middle of it. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Hey, I love that, bro. I love that.
Wow.
Let's take it a step. Let's take it a step back before VSU.
Okay.
Right. So you grew up in Norfolk.
Mm-hmm.
Did you grow up with in the house with both parents, one parent? You got siblings?
One parent, my grandmother and my uncle, and 7 other siblings.
In one house.
One house.
One house, bro.
Real.
Wow. Tell me about that experience and how that might have shaped and molded you.
I grew up quick, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm the oldest boy out of all my mother's kids. So it's 2 older girls. I was raised by 4 women. I was raised by my grandmother, my 2 older sisters, and my mother. And then it was me, 2 boys, a girl, no, 2 girls, and then another boy. When my mother had twins, but one of them passed away, RIP my brother. But with that being said, it made me realize that it was bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? At a certain point, it wasn't about. And I had to put a lot of stuff aside. I became very unselfish. I became very, keen to the fact of what my situation was with my mom and what was going on in the household. I paid attention to what everybody was doing. I became a real people's person because I was able to analyze different traits. And we all got different fathers except for 2 of us. And that's just my older sister that was above me. So now I'm mixed in with so many different, Black culture of men, you know what I'm saying? Because we are half brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying, in reality. So it's like we all aren't the same, but we all kind of the same. So you got to really pay attention to how everybody reacts and how they are as people. But with that being said, like I took a big pride in my siblings, took a big pride in my family. I love women because that's who raised me, you know what I'm saying? So, and not having my father
Much love to the women.
Yeah, not having my father in the household really made me stronger. Even with my uncle being there, he wasn't much of a father figure to me. He taught me things. No, I'm not gonna discredit him in no way, no how. But at the end of the day, that's not my dad. It's not my father. You know what I'm saying? It's different. So
So with all that you've been through, with your family background and everything, some would say that you weren't supposed to be where you are.
I wasn't supposed to be here, period, bro. I wasn't supposed to be on Earth. And I say that to say this. I have a rare heart condition, man, called tetralogy of Fallot. It's very rare. Only one out of every 20,000 babies get diagnosed with it. They don't know where it comes from. They don't know, like, it's not inherited. They don't know what's the cause of it. Whether it's anything during the pregnancy or or after. They don't know. They don't know where it came from. And I
Right.
was too much premature as well. I was supposed to be
Mm.
born in February. I was born in December. So, like the odds was against me from the start. So it was like a lot of people gonna say you're not supposed to be here. They told me I wasn't gonna do this, I wasn't gonna do that. They told my
Yeah.
mom I wasn't gonna survive if she didn't let me have a certain surgery. They was even threatening to lock my mom up because she said no to a surgery. You know what I'm saying? I almost
Wow.
lost my mother. And with that being said, it's just like, of course, I felt that. You know what I'm saying? I felt the odds was against me when I came out. But guess what? I came early because I knew I wanted to get to it. I ain't want. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait on
Hey,
nothing.
talk that young boy, talk that young king. My
Yeah.
young king, talk.
I couldn't wait to get to it, man. So I jumped out. I jumped off the porch early, man. And I don't regret it. You know what I'm saying? My mom even said, like, it changed her life. You know what I'm saying, in many ways. But at the end of the day, they always called me a miracle child because because they really thought I wasn't gonna make it, and I did. And for them to see everything that I'm doing now at 22 years of age, it's like,
Mm.
oh, nah, this kid different.
Right.
That's big. Yeah.
So what made you
Yeah.
what made you say college is for you?
um Changing the narrative, man. Like showing kids that you can go and you can do it. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to show the people that from where I was from, because I had one homecoming king at Booker T. Washington High School. It's my senior
Okay.
year. So that was back in 2017, 2018 academic school year. But I won that, and I knew that it was gonna benefit the people that looked up to me way more than myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew it
Yeah.
was gonna
Right.
be a big impact on the people that was watching me more than anything. So that's what made me go to school. I'm like, yo, like, you got an opportunity to do it the right way and go all the way through. So you be the one to
Yeah.
do it.
Now, did
So
any of your younger siblings go?
I mean, they no, my brother after me, he just graduated this year. So he or last year, and he's trying to find his way. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
He's
Gotcha.
academically inclined as me. He has a learning disability. So he
Gotcha.
struggles with school, but that boy's very ambitious. He's taking the YouTube route, the entertainment route. And that's
Gotcha.
it. And I'm teaching him the same way as I go. He's watching me and he's learning from my side of things too. Because I'm not just all college. I indulge in
Yep.
multiple things. I do multiple stuff. So he
Yep.
picking up anything he can from his big bro.
Well, you
Absolutely.
talk about the multiple things that you're doing. For those who don't know your story, can you give them an idea as far as some things that you got going on right now?
Yeah, I do videography, fashion designing, photography, and graphic designing. I'm all self-taught. And I also have a party promotion team at Virginia State called Top Status Entertainment. And I
Right.
manage and mentor a group of Black college women at my school called Uno's Angels. And it's about a good 6 or 7 of them that I mentor and I help, and guide them the right way as well. So yeah, I indulge in multiple things, but I became a one man band, a one stop shop for everybody, because it's like growing up in Norfolk, man, people always tell you like you can't do this, you can't do that, or you know what I'm saying, you're not gonna do this, you're not gonna do that. So in my mindset, I'm like, I'm gonna do everything I can because
Right.
y'all not gonna tell me something not gonna work.
Right.
I'm a sponge for knowledge. You know what I'm saying? I'm eager to learn anything. Like you teach me something or you put something in front of me, I bet you I learn how to do it. I'm a B minus in everything I do. Anything I put my mind to, I can do. And nobody could
Just
tell me
hustle
otherwise.
harder.
But you know what's crazy though?
Right.
Uno, are you gonna ask me where Uno came from?
Go
Sure.
ahead.
Let's go for it.
Like Uno stemmed from Booker T. Washington High School, where I made a group called 111. One person, one purpose, one path. I created this at 16 years old. It's a life
Mm.
concept that I made. One person, you are the one person in your life. Nobody's the same. Nobody's like you. Even down to your fingertips, you have different DNAs. Even if identical twins are not the same, you know what I'm saying? Their DNA makeup isn't the same. One purpose. You wake up, you know what I'm saying? What you find fulfillment in? What do you like to do? What makes your heart warm? What keeps you driving every day? And the one path is all the ups and downs that you go through, everything that you experience, and all the stuff that you go through in life. But it's ultimately your story, and ultimately you come out on top. Uno being number one, triumph. You finally win, and you're the champion. You know what I'm saying? So I made that for me and like 15 other males at my school, and we you know what I'm saying, we made like a little brotherhood, you know what I'm saying, we was tied in, we were locked in, and the girls started calling us the Unos, and I just ran off with the term Uno. So like, yeah, like Michael Jackson and Jackson 5,
Right,
Yeah,
right.
Unos, you know what I'm saying, and so that really, you know, that really changed the game for me, because it showed me that I can bring guys with me, and I can, and they gonna follow me. That showed me that I had real leadership abilities. You know what I'm saying?
Influential.
Yeah,
that's dope, man.
and it won't just guys my age. I had seniors. I'm a sophomore. I had seniors follow me, juniors. You know what I'm saying? Guys on the football team, basketball team, guys in the band. You know, we was all over the place, and that's what made us so dope. We started throwing parties in the community. People started coming through. No violence happened at none of my parties. No shootings. I made hundreds of dollars off those parties, and I did it. I did it the right way. You know what I'm saying? Made a name for
Definitely,
myself off the gate.
definitely,
Man, that's dope.
definitely.
That's dope. So now you're at VSU. You're Mr. Freshman.
Mhm.
Freshman year. I know some people after freshman year, they just didn't come back.
That's a fact.
They just didn't come back. You're like, hey, what happened to? Ah, man, they just stayed at home. You know what I'm saying? Now, were there any moments of self doubt that you said, you know what, I don't know if this is for me, or were there any professors that kind of helped you along the way, whether it
Yeah,
was freshman year or sophomore year, that made you just say, you know what, thank you, because I don't care who you are, everybody need a hug every now and then.
That's a
that's
fact.
right.
That's
That's
a fact.
right.
I'm gonna give you two. I'm gonna give you 2 points of self doubt. One of them was when I actually almost flunked out of first semester. Like,
Mm.
you know, some people like to tell all the good. I'm gonna tell the bad and the ugly. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
absolutely.
I almost flunked out my first semester because being Mr. Freshman, like you said, we got right into it. I didn't get a chance to balance how other students did. They had more time to get adjusted to class. The new, you know what I'm saying,
Definitely.
the new stigma of like what was going down. I'm constantly going to events. I gotta be at places. I'm doing outfit changes. I'm not going to sleep till, you know what I'm saying, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and I gotta get up for
Grinding.
8 a.m. You know what I'm saying? It was just a rough patch. You know what I'm saying? I didn't My GPA wasn't, it wasn't dirt, but it wasn't, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't up to standard either. So it was like,
Yeah.
that was one point I had actually hit a point of depression, because I was wondering why I lost the fire like that. You know what I'm saying? I just
Mm.
homecoming king, I had my brand popping and da 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 da. Why am I not motivated? Like, what is going on? Why do I feel like I'm lost and everything happened the way it happened? You know what I'm saying? I just lost the juice out of nowhere. I didn't know what went down. So I went to church for like my whole winter break, man. And I was going to church before then too, but like faithfully, like going hard, like really, touching the bases with God and trying to figure out myself. And that
Definitely.
basically trying for me to do better the next, in spring semester. And I got it like a 2.9 3.0, I think, that semester. So it was like a complete switch. I got it back and I didn't lose it. But another point was at the end of that spring semester too. I was telling my friends, like, we at the fountain. It's two of my best friends, Deja Jackson and Isaiah Matthews. I'm sitting here crying to them like, yo, I want to leave college, bro. I don't want to be here, bro. Like, y'all, bro, y'all don't get it, man. Like, da 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 da. And they like, you're not gonna leave. You're not going nowhere. Like, they really love that. You like, we just getting started. You really gonna leave when all this is just
Right,
kicked
right.
off, da, da, da. And I was just like, bro, I don't know if it's for me, da 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 da. Because my sister just left. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Norfolk. I don't really think, you know what I'm saying, this whole thing, this Norfolk kid gonna really make it out of this situation.
Mm.
And I was just nervous, man. I felt the pressure, you know what I'm saying? I felt it on my
Right,
shoulders. I felt like a lot of people was depending on me and a lot of people was watching me. So,
right.
excuse me, but with the
What
help of
was that moment? What was that moment, or um, where you came to yourself and you was like, I'm not going anywhere and I'm sticking with it.
man, that moment was when one day I was just in the mirror, man. I just looked myself in the mirror and I felt beside myself. I didn't feel like myself. I looked at myself in the mirror and I didn't feel like I was looking at me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
When
Yeah.
I looked at myself, I was like, yo, you got to do better. You got to tighten up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just watching my face. I looked up and I'm like, and I scared myself because I'm like, who is this, bro?
Who
You know
was
what I'm saying?
that?
It's not you, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Get right. Like, lock in and really get right. And another point was when I came back from winter break and I'm laying down on my grandmother's couch and I'm just looking up at the ceiling and I'm like, and I'm praying to God. I'm like, God, please help me. give me that fire back. Give me that Uno, that Daquan, that had that drive, that energy. And I cried to God for help. You know what I'm saying? And when I got it back, it stuck with me forever, man. But one of my professors that definitely helped me out, man, was Willie Harris. Got in contact with him. He told me, don't be he always called me Jay-Z. I don't know, like he said I sound like Jay-Z. He didn't call me by my real name the whole semester, y'all. I had this class. And he said, Jay-Z, get up and talk, or Jay-Z, you got to answer that. Like, but what he told me was, don't be a Ferrari in the driveway. He said, he said, you got all that potential, all that power, all that, you know what I'm saying, that beauty, that, you know what I'm saying, you got that it factor. Don't let it just go to waste in the parking lot. Put it in drive and take off. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's awesome, big. Man. Yeah, that's definitely big. So now you come through, you back to your senses. So tell us about your actual brand and your clothing line. Tell us about that.
Okay, so Uno the brand came from back in high school. I was in art class, right? It's graffiti project time. Like, we doing a graffiti project. She gonna put it out on the hallway. She gonna let everybody see what you done. My name's Daquan. My name too. She like, do y'all name? My name too big to go on a little, poster or whatever. So I'm like, I'm gonna do my nickname. I'm gonna do Uno. I drew it out just black and white. The teacher looked at it. She said, you should put this on a t-shirt. You know me, I blow it off. I'm like, man, you wild. I ain't selling no.
Right.
Because I seen guys do clothing brands in Norfolk and they just come and go. You know what I'm saying? They peak and then they fade away. Nobody really do it the right way. But that helped learn from their mistakes. You know what I'm saying? So I made a few calls. I called my cousin. He had his name is Alonzo Worsley. And he has a brand called So Groovy. So I called him. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm like, hey man, like, what's going on, bro? Like, help me out. Well, who do your stuff? Because he had a crazy graphic with all these colors and stuff. My dad, Daquan Lundy, and he has a brand called True Survivor. He does shirt printing, but he couldn't do the color scheme that I wanted because he didn't have the technology to do so. So I called my cousin. I'm like, yo, who do your stuff? Let me get in contact with him. So the dude made it digital. I printed out my first like 25 shirts. And this is after I quit my job at Hardee's. I took my last $200 check. I told him I quit my job like right before prom, man. It was like right before prom, right before graduation. He's like, what's wrong with you?
You picked the wrong time.
You gotta get all this stuff. I'm like, I don't care. I don't want to work no more. I'm like, I don't want to work no more. I'm about to do this. So once the school year let out, I got like 25 shirts and they sold in like a day and a half with the quickness.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like
how much?
Shirts, and it was sold in like a
day and a half.
Day and a half.
Wow.
And I was like, yeah, I was like, I got something here, and that's when it really, like, it was real to me at that point. And I was getting my cousin car. I was getting this car, driving out Virginia Beach like 40 minutes to go pick up from the dude that was making them and drive all the way back by myself. I'm driving back with boxes of shirts and stuff back to the road, man. And it took over real quick, yeah. And and then after that, I just took it to Virginia State and I got it into all the right hands. You know what I'm saying? I got it into like the orientation leaders, the frats, the cheerleaders, the basketball players, the football players. I let them get it first. And so it trickled down to everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Once they seen them wear it at a social, at a party or something, they're like, who is Uno? But I'm going to tell y'all a little story. I got to freshman orientation. I made 3 shirts for me and 2 of my good friends, Nashaya and Ternisha DeBerry. She they had the shirt on and had the little Uno print. This is like my first ever logo. It had it like right here. And I walked past one of the girls that was working at the school. She was an RA, resident assistant for those that don't know. And she said, "What's Uno?" Well, she said that, and I let her know what it was. I was like, "Yo, they see it." I was like, "They see it coming." And the whole time I'm talking to the orientation leaders, I'm like, yo, y'all gotta get a shirt from me. Y'all gotta get a shirt from me. Y'all gotta get a shirt from me when I come. And like, and then, they like, yeah, okay, we got you. Yeah, okay, we got you. And then, but I stayed on them. You know what I'm saying? I was like, y'all gotta get one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So while you're at Virginia State, what has prepared you? I know you said earlier you was a marketing major. What has prepared you for your business to be successful? Because sometimes as an entrepreneur, sometimes you're going to hit some pitfalls, but what has kept you still going? I mean, this is like going on, close to 5 years?
In fact, yeah, 4 years, yeah.
Yeah, so how has Virginia State prepared you or helped you to continue to be successful?
What I learned in the classroom, you know what I'm saying? I'm a business student, so you know I'm learning the ins and outs, you know, accounting and you know, the small things of marketing, you know. But marketing came like second nature to me. Like that's just my skill. I don't know where it came from, but like I'm a marketing guru. That's why I call myself now the young marketing guru, because it's like because it's just like I don't know, man. It comes so easy to me to be able to get people to be accepted with this stuff, and I hit those pitfalls. I had moments where I went dead broke. I couldn't make any shirts. Like I went dead
Right.
broke. All I had was extra larges in my box and I couldn't sell them. You know what I'm saying? I, but what I was saying was like I hit those falls where it seemed tough, like how I'm gonna get back in it. But I just stayed reinventing myself. And VSU, you know, they I see what the people want, what they like, you know what I'm saying? I see I pay attention to the crowd, what's in, what's not. Like being on the college campus, you get the first drop on the fashion, you know what I'm saying? Being on the college campus, you get the first drop on the music. So I know when they getting the refund checks. I know when they, you know what I'm saying? I know when it's time when they drop that, you know what I'm saying? Or and I know what they like to see. And yeah, I feel like the pitfalls really made me though. That's what made me come back even harder, because it's like, damn, how I just fall off like that. You know what I'm saying? Or how
Right.
I reach this point. Let me get back on my plateau. Let me get back on top. You know.
Right.
But
Man, that's great.
yeah, it taught me a lot, man. Watching other entrepreneurs and other people work too, and being around that, you know, that black culture, you know, and watching the hustle in front of your face. You know, you want to
Right.
get it too. You know.
Yeah, we've interviewed some other people. One of the guys, two of the guys, they both graduated from VSU. One just graduated from VSU, and he's really into real estate. Um, and he told an interesting story that kind of confirmed that he needed to get into real estate. The other guy on the podcast pulled up in the Porsche and had a $45,000 check in his pocket, and he was like, "Oh yeah, real estate? What? Yeah, I need to do that."
Yeah.
And so, so they were just telling their story about how they really dove into it. And one of the stories that they told is just like you saw other entrepreneurs on your campus and other people actually get into the bag, and you said, yeah, I need to do that too. So that's great, man. That's definitely
Virginia
great.
State is big on that. So because they were also talking about it. If you remember, Kedar, as far as like, people will pay for a parking spot for like
Right.
$5,000 for homecoming. It's a long line of successful
History.
entrepreneurs from Virginia State.
Did you know this?
So
Did you know this?
Yeah.
Daquan, did you know this? The first billionaire
Yeah.
came from VSU.
that's right.
No, I know.
I know you do. I know you do.
Once they told me that, it was over. I was all on board after that. I was excited in the business school, man. I couldn't get enough of it.
Man,
So
that's
with
awesome.
that being said, knowing that, what legacy do you want to leave behind? Being that now you are along the lineage of VSU students.
Like legacy for VSU or for myself?
What do you want to leave behind? I mean, um, as far as like you graduating from an HBCU, but especially the fact that you're graduating from Virginia State. Not too long ago, just a few years ago, they were ranked as far as number one HBCU in the nation, and I think that was around the time that you first got there.
Yeah, that's the time I came in.
So
But
what do you want to leave behind?
what I want to leave behind is I want them to see that you can do it in multiple ways. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have like one thing that's them. I'm trying to show y'all that like you can be on the same level as these other people that you look up to. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like like even with all the odds against you, even with the bumpy roads, even with the, you know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody to think I did it perfect. I don't want
Yeah,
nobody to think that they
Right,
can't
right.
be,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody to not see that I didn't hustle and didn't do everything I said I was gonna do, because I did exactly that. Like from the start, like I want people to know like this kid did everything he said he was gonna do, and he did it the right way. That's a legacy I want to leave behind. Is being number one, yo. I told guys, I said, hey,
Uno.
Uno. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm number one. You know what I'm saying? It's all cool. You could do that. But watch me come through and I'm gonna do it better.
Right.
Because I watched
that's
you the
right.
whole time. You know what I'm saying? I
So
learned.
what's next? So what's next?
Yeah. What's next for me? I'm planning on getting a deal with Visionary Vision LLC. They
Hmm.
didn't one production company in New York City. So I'm doing the videographer thing right now, and I really want to get tapped in with them. They shoot for a lot of famous artists, you know, the late great Pop Smoke, if y'all familiar with him. That was his company, his production company. So I reached out to them, I actually got in contact with them because through Clubhouse, I got in contact with Pop Smoke and Fabio's Foreign's videographer, and he put me on with Visionary Vision. And they actually got their eyes on me right now. They said they need more music videos. They need more, you know what I'm saying, more content from me. And they definitely going to be on the lookout for me. So what's next is definitely taking the matters into my own hands and changing my life, man. Like, I feel like it's my turn. It's my time. And I've been, and this crazy because I always say this. I said, y'all always see me play this whole time. Y'all haven't seen me really zero in, have that tunnel vision. I got it now. I'm 22 and I got it. I know what I want to, where I want to go. I know who I want to be. I know what I want to leave behind, and I'm locked in. OD, that's scary. You know what I'm saying? That's
right.
You know what I'm saying? Because and I have no flaws. Like as far as like society, I don't have a bad credit score. I've never been locked up. I don't have any kids. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just certain things that, you know, where they would expect me to be at 18 coming from, 22 coming from Norfolk, you know, with certain things that you would expect a black male to be, you know, and I debunked all that. Like the statistics don't match up to me. And then, like even when I told y'all, like I was born with a rare heart condition. So every day is like you gotta do it.
Yeah. You gotta fight every day.
Every day. Can't stop.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's dope.
That's awesome. That's definitely great. So if any students that were considering HBCU or college, period, any students that were considering college, any parents that are listening to this podcast, from your experience being at VSU, tell them why an HBCU should be an option for them.
HBCU should be an option because it's gonna expose you to things that you never seen before. I'm talking about the culture. I'm talking about the things that you're gonna experience. The you know I won't say negatives, but the hards. You know what I'm saying? The hard part of it is what's gonna really shape you and really make you. You know what I'm saying? My first time I got on campus, I stayed in the worst dorm on campus, but it built character. Going to a HBCU expose you as a person. It shapes you differently. Yeah, then you get to see your people. You know what I'm saying? Strive, and it makes you more diverse. It makes you more versatile as well because you coming in a melting pot of so many different cultures and different people. Like any college, not even just HBCUs, because you know they say go HBCU. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go PWI, that's cool too. Whatever whatever you want to go. But at the end of the day, it's going to definitely shape you and mold you as a person, and then you're gonna miss a huge part of yourself in life if you don't go. You know how many people I hear say, well, you went to college, but I wish I would have did that. Or if I would have just went to college, or, you know what I'm saying, even if you go for a semester, even if you go for, 2 years, whatever the case may be, we want y'all to finish, you know what I'm saying? The end goal is to
right.
You know what I'm saying? But being realistic, experience that, man. It's an experience that you will never get back. When they said college was the best years of my life, I thought y'all was capping. You know what I'm saying?
It is. It really is. It really
is.
I'm like, yo, no way, this is gonna be the best time. I'm like, it's the best time of my life. Like, that freedom that you get, that independence that you get, that and the self-awareness that you also attain being in that setting. You know what I'm saying? You understand yourself. You learn more about yourself. You learn more about people. It's very different. You're gonna definitely have a whole nother outlook on life after you experience HBCU or college life for sure.
Man, it's dope, man. I'm glad I met you.
Yeah,
I really am.
It's been a pleasure, Daquan, to even get even more in depth into your story. So for those that are listening and those that are watching, how can they find you?
Y'all can find
now,
me.
wait. Nah, Hughes, you got to say, how can they tap in with you?
how can they tap in with you?
Tap in with me, man, on Twitter at Uno Rocket, Facebook Daquan Lundy, Instagram Uno the Rocket, and those are my platforms, and Clubhouse at Uno the Rocket. I'm pretty much the same on all platforms.
Why Rocket? Why Rocket?
Why Rocket? Man, you done open up a new can of worms. I'm telling you. But I needed a sense of direction for my brain. You know what I'm saying? And I got fascinated with the rocket emoji for some reason. I don't know why it took to me so easily, but it also ties into the whole situation. So I'm about to break it down to you. Uno, one. One means rising in the spiritual world. The rocket rises up into the space. You know what I'm saying? But also taking off. They're gonna have to watch me really go off into space and really do my thing. And when you see somebody take off in a rocket, it's one person going on the mission. You don't know where they going or where they headed to, but you know they out to get something. They might return, they might not, but you definitely seen them go do something extraordinary and something that nobody ever done. You ain't really seen nobody. You ain't seen too many people go up in space. You ain't seen too many people take off and do their thing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be one. I'm gonna be the rocket, man. I said, like I said, this is my slogan: taking off like a rocket, and they know they can't stop it. Like you can't stop that from happening. I'm going to the top, and it's infinite. Like I feel like I got a bottomless pit of success. I have a void that's never gonna be filled, and that's just like the rocket. I'm gonna keep going up. I'm gonna keep going up no matter what. I'm gonna always be number one. I'm gonna keep shooting up into the sky. And y'all can't stop me, and I'm not. And I'm right here. I can't even stop myself because, the rocket not gonna, stop going up.
That's love, man.
And I don't want to go back too far, but I just want you to before you leave, because it's very important. Talk about when you won the NAACP award.
Oh yeah, when I won the Totally Trojan Award, man, I was voted by my peers too. Totally Trojan basically meant like a model student for your class at that time, and it was by the VSU NAACP, and they had this whole little ceremony where they, allowed us to come on stage, give a speech and all that, and I just basically I won because every day I just, I spread love, I spread knowledge, I showed people how to be, a model student. I did the business, I did the school, and I did the social life. I balanced it all, and that's how I won that. All my people, all my peers seen it. They was like, who other? You know what I'm saying? Who else? Like, so when I won that, it was a huge honor, and they definitely put a spotlight on me, and they let me do my thing. They let me rock out. I gave a little speech, just telling people like every day, just be you, and make sure you be kind. Make sure you're effective. Make sure you grow every day. Make sure you lay a brick. You know what I'm saying, and try your best to improve, and be knowledgeable of your situation around you and things that you want to indulge in. And I think that's how I got it. It's just I lead by example. I always said that though. I always told people I want to lead by example because I got so many people following me. They always said I have innate leadership abilities. And I'm like, I gotta lead by example, and that's how I won that award. Just being a leader, just being number one, and just showing them how to do it the right way.
Well, Daquan, continue to keep being uno, man. Keep being you. This has been a pleasure having you, man.
No,
absolutely.
With y'all, man. I love sharing my story, man. And I love, what I'm saying, helping y'all out and creating y'all platform and doing y'all thing. It's all about.
Yeah.
I love making sure y'all, put the right people on this platform so people that can't hear us, share our stories, and this might help somebody else. It's not about what we got.
Absolutely. That's what we're doing it for.
Yeah, it's for them. It's for the people. At the end of the day, we never do anything for ourselves. That's why we're so successful.
Man, we're definitely gonna let you know when we share this podcast. We want you to definitely let your network know. We see the Uno in the background. We see the Uno on the shirt.
Everywhere, man.
I see it. Man, it's been an extreme pleasure, young brother, young king.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Continue, and continue helping others to continue. Thank you, brother.
Thank y'all, man. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you, bro.
All right, man.
All right.
Peace.
Later.
Man, that was dope. That's a cool young man right there.
Cool. Yeah, dynamic. Awesome. Well beyond his years, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I like it. One thing. Oh, look, I'm about to jump straight into it. Look, this is a part of the episode where Hughes and I, we call it the lesson of the day.
Right.
We take away some key points that we've gotten from the guest, what stuck out to us, and we give it to y'all. If you guys have a lesson of the day, please hit us up on IG at Black the number 2 School Podcast, Black the School Podcast. Let us know under each week what your lesson of the day was, or email us.
Right.
Black the School Podcast at Gmail. We'll make sure we shout it out and get it out there to you. But my takeaway, my lesson of the day is And I pray it's something that we all take advantage of. I'm gonna say it in two different ways to encourage two different sets of people. One, you're never too young to get started.
That's right.
Never too young to get it started.
That's right.
And I love the fact that he was organized and galvanized people from a young
man.
Bro, but think about it. Think about it, Hugh. Think about it, Hugh. When we were growing up and
Yeah.
about Black history,
Yeah.
Them folks, Martin Luther King, Jesse Jackson,
Yeah.
and everybody else seemed as if they was 75 years old marching down the streets, 60s, 50s. Right, them folks was in their 20s.
Yes. Yes, that's true.
Them good brothers was in their early 30s.
John Lewis.
Early 30s, early 20s, making noise, bro.
Yeah.
So it's never too you're never too young to get started.
Yeah.
And those are for those individuals that are of a young age compared to myself. And then I want to talk to those people that are maybe not considered young age to a lot of people. You got a AOL email address or
or MySpace.
Or MySpace. You know what MySpace is? You don't fall into the young category. But for you, as it compares to people that weren't even around when the internet was started,
yeah,
you too are still young enough.
That's right.
To get started.
That's right. That's right.
The bottom line is getting started.
That's right.
Galvanize the people around a cause and watch it. And
that's true.
And that's what I took away. That's why I rocked with him.
Well, for me, it was similar along the lines of, we interviewed some Trojans. Believe it was episode 2, and it seems like that entrepreneurial spirit continues to keep going on when we start talking about the history of Virginia State, when we talk about the resources that is provided while you're on campus at Virginia State University. And not to say that there's no other universities that might have those same characteristics or qualities, but it's a standard that it seems that is expected when you are on the campus of Virginia State. But this young man was actually even starting prior to going to Virginia State, but he actually even blew up even more when he got to Virginia State. And I like that quote that his professor said, and when he told him, don't be a Ferrari in the driveway. That was really, really profound. It was a profound statement in that, don't be complacent, don't settle. So coming from a professor from Virginia State, just letting that young man Daquan know that, look, you got a lot of potential. Don't be that Ferrari, shiny in that driveway and just doing nothing. So that was my takeaway. That was my lesson of the day for me. Great dynamic young man. I'm excited to see what he does in the future, though.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Make sure y'all like, subscribe,
That's
share.
Right.
Hit us up with 3 people. I want everybody listening to hit us up with 3 people
That's
that
right.
we need to view this first season.
That's
Season
right.
I went back and forth, talk about seasons, and we was like, nah, season this, season that. Yeah, we're gonna have seasons. This first season, we're going 40 episodes.
40.
With 40 dynamic people that graduated from HBCUs.
There's a lot.
Get the examples, you know what I'm saying, and really get the feel of who's graduating from HBCUs. Like, we're out here.
That's
so
right.
Make sure like, subscribe, share at Black School Podcast. This has been great. Hughes and I, we started this podcast. Hughes brought it to me. Started this podcast so that we can highlight those stories at HBCUs, which we're doing. But for that reason, we want to increase enrollment at HBCUs, engagement for HBCUs,
and
endowments. You got to get the bread up. Gotta get the bread up.
That's right. That's right.
Service, so we can have continue the legacy.
That's right.
I don't subscribe to we need the exact same physical tools as the next university. I don't subscribe to that.
Right.
But I do subscribe to having adequate facilities and everything else that can continue the legacy.
That's right. That's right. I like that. I'm glad you said that. I don't want to open up too much, but I did talk to a few people at Alcorn State University this past Friday. But great conversation. But it kind of is along those same lines that you mentioned. But we got some great people coming along the way that's going to be on this show. But like Kedar said, you got 3 people, send them our way. But make sure that you guys are subscribing, liking, and you sharing. Look, we like he said, we got 40 episodes that we're gonna bring to y'all. It's gonna be dynamic. So take a look into next week's episode. See y'all next week.
Peace. Appreciate y'all.
Peace.
Yes, sir.
Elizabeth City gave me all of that. Plus, they gave me teachers who would call me to make sure I was in class. If you miss a class, your teacher's going to know that you missed a class. You miss a class, your teacher knows that you missed a class. When I went to go and visit my homeboys at Duke, I go to their classes, and the freshman class have 300 people in there. Them teachers didn't even know your name on the paper. They had somebody else grading your paper and everything else. But when you go to a class at HBCU, you miss a class, your professor knows you're not there.
And they know.
Make sure they invest in you.